All right, boys and girls. Turn 4. Let's see. Okay, I have to go to the replay. We get spoiled by the fact that Mayondor offered a trade routes agreement to the Hydra and they declined. Now he could offer it again. Let's see. Second action is an aggression. Okay, discard a card. How many cards did Weidenbaum have? One. Two, so now he has one. Yeah. It's not trivial. Does hurt a bit. Now, if I press OK, do I see the next? Yeah, I don't know how I can dodge that bullet. I couldn't press pause, I tried it. He built the pyramids. I guess we have to deal with the fact that the first turn is spoiled. He built the pyramids. I guess the interesting part starts now. Since... So, first of all, interestingly, he has only seeded one event so far. So that's, I guess, an unlucky Caesar game where you don't find any green cards. Or he didn't find any he wanted to seed. But I would assume he didn't find impacts. Events, I mean. Okay, he finished the pyramids. That's not very surprising after he started it last turn. And now he has some options. He could still just go for the printing press. That's what my intuition would say right away. He could go for the Forbidden City. I discussed it in last turn. I'm not a huge fan of Forbidden City into pyramids. I might be wrong about that, but somehow it didn't work out for me very well to spam those civil action wonders. He could go knights. There's 2 copies. He might have a knight tactic in hand. Chishka coming down a row. Yeah. Building printing press is 2 actions. It leaves him with reserves probably, or another frugality. Or even a patriotism. They are somewhat same value. Not far apart. Frugality is more civil action efficient. If I don't have a clear purpose with these, I take the frugality. Alright, I guess I would go for printing press. Maybe reserves. Because he is on 3+3 and no iron coming, then rocks are not bad, and he has a 5th civil action. He can afford to be somewhat inefficient. If that makes sense. It's not the best argument, I guess, when I hear it aloud, but the first part of it, rocks are valuable for him. Just more valuable than the extra food here. But anything is an option. He could also just take knights for 2 and take a patriotism or something. But I wouldn't delay the science income much further in his position, so I'm curious. Yeah, printing press and the patriotism. Okay, yeah. Okay, now here, go here. We click once for the row and pause. We didn't see anything. Great, great stuff. Okay, markets. Those will be rocks, and then there will be 2 irons. That's not very difficult. Right? Rocks, 2 irons, 2 civil actions, then there's 3 left. Yeah. Change to Isabella, take knights, a rich land, something like that. Or do they value this alchemy with all the signs here a little higher than those knights? This alchemy looks important. The alchemy in hand, they could... trade routes was already revealed, right? But they could hit a civil life next turn and then already start it. It's not so unlikely. I would see it, and he might possibly see it 2 times. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on this turn. It looks quite... I mean, the start of the turn at least. The iron looks quite certain. 2 iron upgrades, then 3 left. And then it comes down to playstyle a bit. Can take alchemy and rich land, for example. Is that what I would do? I might just do that. Alchemy, rich land. And then, I mean, it is kind of dangerous for them to ignore knights completely against the Chishka coming down the row. But so far, Caesar has not played a lot of events. He was willing to play an aggression, something they want to look out for, but they will get this colossal strength. They can afford to be a bit greedy. And this alchemy just looks super important for them with this. Like taking the knights in hand, going to 15 signs to spend with 2 signs income on cards that are arguably not very good. Knights and warfare both. Iron, yes, but knights and warfare, they are just safety measures, not something that you want to spend your signs in right now. So this alchemy looks important to me. I would probably do it like iron, upgrade 2 times, take alchemy, and possibly take the rich land. Might be the knights, last action. I'm not a huge fan of those knights, but yeah. They might even think starting with this alchemy is more important than with this iron. That might even be true. But they have this wonder still to build, so I like the rock income now a little more, I think, than this alchemy, than this science income. But it is an option. So alchemy, develop, upgrade. Yeah, but they have to upgrade 2 times to get rid of corruption, and then the turn is gone. So I don't know. Iron, upgrade 2 times. Ah, there's no... What am I talking? Develop iron, upgrade 2 times, then it's only 2 left. Yeah, okay. My last 2 civil actions, I was counting with 3 for some reason. Last 2 civil actions, alchemy, yeah, all knights in Richland. Or even a leader in hand. I can't imagine it. Let's look at the leader again. There will be Barbarossa, Nostradamus. I love Eleanor with Colossus. Even Da Vinci. Yeah, but Barbarossa might be the biggest argument not to be too focused on a leader here. I just realized we don't see those cards, but I don't think we have to consider anything here. You can look at their first turn. The first turn is take knights. Okay. Iron and Isabella. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. But they took Isabella after I seeded the colony. That's good for them, I guess. They will be in a very good position to win the colony. I'm kind of sad about that. I wonder if that's a gamble on here being a colony already. Or someone genuinely says this is better than Hammurabi, because I don't think so. The one civil action should be a little better than the rock, I think. And with those leaders coming down the row, I would always look out for Barbarossa, maybe Nostradamus, maybe Eleanor, maybe Leonardo. And only take her if I had colonies in. Or I knew someone else had colonies in. Or would suspect it. Yeah, so kinda sad we put the wealthy in. We will have to evaluate later how good it is for them. Does look a little like they might win it. It might. I mean, it depends on when it will reveal. Since they really don't have a good card draw so far. So if it reveals before turn 2 and the Colossus actions, or even before they build it, that's also somewhat possible. Although very unlikely by now. It's not that obvious. Maybe right now Myondo has the best options because I haven't drawn a defense card yet and he hasn't drawn events, so that has to be something else. Can't be only aggression's tactics, so there's probably some defense cards here. He has a cartography, not going for that for 3 civil actions. And yeah, now we are left with this awkward decision. And knights are very awkward, but I have this tactic. I'm looking for swordsman anyway. It just can be that short term it's a little dangerous. Okay, in 2 turns, but in 2 turns there will be some swordsmen here, right? Yes, in this 1 turn they both have no signs for it. And yeah, we kind of have to hope that there will not be a development of science, I guess. Well, what do I seed here? Border conflict foray? Something that needs to be considered with a foray is that someone else also wins it. It's a little awkward. I mean, even if we are guaranteed to win it, and it doesn't look like it, I kinda don't want to seed any of those. But even if we were, you will also give 3 rocks to someone else. And you don't necessarily know if those 3 rocks are better for you than for them. So you have to evaluate that beforehand. That's why I really, really am careful to see the Cold War. Even if I'm genuinely 100% certain I'm gonna win this Cold War, I look very carefully if I give 6 signs to someone who might need it desperately more, because 6 signs in some situations is insane. So seeding Cold War in a 3-player game, you have to be very careful, in my opinion. It's somewhat true also for the foray. And border conflict, yeah. Whew, I don't want to see that, but maybe I do. What's the turn here? Finish this. And 3 civil actions left. Yeah, this might genuinely be a game where... there's also Nostradamus. Kinda tough. Connection to server fate. I guess I will have to send the turn later, but we can still play it now. This isn't easy. Okay, I'm not going for knights for 2. I think the printing press for 2 is a little greedy. How would it look like? This populate. I don't like it. As much as I like it in this game, I don't like it right now. In a 2-player game, I would probably do it. This is not 2-player. So Chichka is an option. I don't know if switching already is so good, but it would make me strongest. And depending on how fast, maybe he might seed 2 times. So then he has a hard time to get stronger unless there's signs revealed. And he can build the knights. So I could even win a border conflict next turn. Or the foray. Oh, yeah, I think I'm looking out for Chichka here. Not the biggest fan of the leader in itself, but it can be okay sometimes. This. And why not alchemy? With alchemy and the universitas, you will have enough signs for the rest of the game. 3 isn't enough, 4 is also not enough. 4 is enough until the mid H2, but transitioning into H3 you want more than 4 income. And then with alchemy you have 6. That's also not enough into the, or in most cases not enough in 3-player game until the very end, but it is a good basis to skyrocket into computers or multimedia or even some journalisms on top. There's not the Harvard, but yeah, you have a lot of, you have no science issues and a lot of potential with this setup. So I might be considering this. It might be worth contemplating whether it's even correct to elect Chichka in this turn. No, there's still one left. So could just populate. Could build a warrior. And take Richland. Richland is a good card. Code of Law stays here. They have a lot of signs to spend anyway. He doesn't yet. Yeah, I mean, also an argument for Chichka is it's quite likely that Mayondor has seen a knight tactic, and like this I would leave him Chichka plus knights, and this can be a little dangerous sometimes. So I think taking Chichka is fine. Whether playing him is fine, I don't really necessarily know, but if we seed... So it's not a given that he can seed 2 times. It's unclear whether they want to seed. But if they all seed, then you... Yeah, I think we have to elect him, because there's an option if we play one of those and we do nothing, that we are just the weakest for one of those events. And now we have to consider which of these. I think the 4 is somewhat better, because they already have a lot of rock income. He has more civil action, so both have a better economy rock-wise. So the rocks might be a little better for me. Also with the wealthy in, that I'm not certain if I can win it or not. those rocks are a little better for me, I guess. And I'm not really guaranteed to be the strongest, I guess, until this border conflict is revealed. Or am I? Am I fighting for it? Depends on when the swordsmen come. So if I do this, I do want to build possibly an alchemy next turn. That would be 1-2. Just build it with this urban growth. Then I can't build a warrior now. Then it might be 1-2 cartography, although I would prefer the Code of Laws. Yeah, this is already very complicated. Can also build an alchemy in 2 turns, maybe. I do like this rich land. If we miss out on a coal, on an iron, and have to settle for coal, it's so nice to have a rich land in hand, so that you can actually build a coal or upgrade one as soon as you get it. If you can't do that, that's horrible. And it's also good for the iron. Yeah, since I really don't know, I think I pause the video right now, the recording, and think about it a little in private, so that this video just doesn't get too long with nothing happening. Then I'll come back. Okay, I've thought about it. Not that long actually, just a few minutes, and come to the conclusion that it's quite unlikely that I'm going to be the strongest against these guys. So border conflict is not an option. Go for the foray, do the Chishka turn, and then yeah, alchemy is correct, but I don't like taking the Switchland and building a warrior to get out of corruption, because I would like to have the option to get a free warrior, and yeah, I think it's just the time to start populating now. And also we will gain some information about the turn now. We have to hope it's not science. That's too good, extremely good for them. And for me, it doesn't matter too much. So yeah, let's see. Foray. Let's go. Ah yeah, the servers are down. I remember. Okay, but that will be the turn that I sent. I will have to record it then later, so you see what happens. Yeah, okay, but this is the turn. See you later. Alright, the servers are back up. In the meantime, I have contemplated one small thing. It's whether it might be even okay to leave this alchemy here and just take the rich land instead. But like this, I don't really have anything to do next turn. Yeah, there might be this alchemy then, but then I still have to take it first. So on. Yeah, long story short, I don't prefer this. I do think this alchemy is pretty good here. And here we are seeding the foray. It's a little insane actually against this, but I cannot change it. Yeah, let's go. Development of settlement. That's good. I mean, I only say that because it's not science. I think anything not science is good. Yeah. And this will be the turn for the alchemy and populate. Yeah, we kind of hope that they don't find Dark Ages. It's always what you hope for when you spam science early on. I mean, we will be able to spend some. It's a little questionable if we want to develop this warfare. We have the third MA now, but it will still be, as I also mentioned in an earlier video, I like it as an option for the Republic. I think the Republic is way better than the Conmon. If you have a third MA from a warfare. I mean, the dream combo is obviously with the strategy, but I even do it sometimes where I develop the Republic, don't develop warfare, keep it in hand until someone else takes the strategy, or I just have to get the third MA then. So I do like this option. But it's also an option that we just develop it at some point where we need the one strength or want the extra draw because we have built a unit and then we still want 3 draws on a colonization card with the wealthy territory. So I do like having it in hand. And yeah, that's the turn. Let's see the card row and our draw. I would hope to draw colonization cards by now. That would be awesome. Vlada, one time. Come on. Not the best, not the best. Another colony. And it will depend a little on what happens to this cartography, whether I'm happy with that or not. We cannot be happy with the barbarians, because we will be the ones with the most culture, presumably. And border conflict, same problem as before. Yeah, not a good draw. But I've heard you don't have to seed every turn if you don't have Confucius. It's actually something that I didn't even consider not seeding. Maybe I should have considered a little not seeding one of those events, but I gain one science with it. I take one science and possibly pay 1,000,000 rocks to my opponents. Good trade deal, would take it every day. Okay, that's turn 4. Yeah, there's nothing special happened here, I guess. See you in the next turn. Bye bye. Okay, guys, I have one small appendix to the turn. One comment. Because I didn't discuss it. I did think about it, but I didn't mention it for some reason. I could obviously have built a philosophy instead of populating. But I don't like it for some reason. Going for this, I'm more flexible. I can just build the alchemy at once, so I saved one civil action. This one science is in this situation just not such a big difference. I would basically pay one science for a civil action, or I did it in the other way around if I build the alchemy. But it's not certain. I'm more flexible. Like this, I can also just go for swordsman. Swordsman warrior or something if I really want to do that for some reason next turn. Yeah, I like the flexibility with not building this philosophy, which is just not that important at this situation to build it. That's why I didn't even mention it. Okay. But maybe that's debatable. Just wanted to throw that out there. Okay, now really, bye. Until next turn.